Hello, my happy friends and frogs. How's everyone doing? I am back. How is everyone doing? How has their days been? I have been busy, but I've also been somewhat neglectful of my channel, and for that I'm increasingly sorry. I feel bad about it. Just busy. We are going out of town soon next week, and I just everything's been good. The weather's good. Just packing for this trip and not knowing I'll be gone for about 2 weeks, and I don't know what to pack. I don't know, do I do carry-on? Do I do a check-in? Do I just crazy stuff. Crazy me. Just have my brain elsewhere. I am so glad to be here, and if you're watching, I'm glad you're here with me. I'm Cassie. This is Cassie's Corner. I'll get it right in a minute, just hang on. And the hair, how do you like it? It's different. It's different, but not different. Not a lot was cut off, but enough was cut off that it dirtied her floor pretty much. It was like you couldn't see around the chair. I have a lot of hair. I have a lot of thick hair, and it drives me nuts. I'm kind of excited about the haircut, but I'm also just excited to get back into this because I feel like I've let some people down by not being here. I had a person that watches every day. If you're watching, Lou, hello. She told me that Melania Trump goes by this book, and a lot of people give a lot of weight to Melania Trump because she's supposed to be like really really intelligent. So I don't know anything about Melania Trump, and I didn't watch the video that she's speaking of, but she did tell me that Melania Trump does do this book, and it made me smile. So I'm good. I'm good. I do love this book so much. This book brought me out of a severe depression, and we're talking about 25 to 30 years of being in bed, not caring about what I look like, not caring about talking to people, not caring about uh not caring about going places, not getting dressed, not wearing my makeup. I know I'm not wearing my makeup now, but there's a difference. There's a big difference because I just would not wear my makeup. Sometimes I do come on here wearing makeup, but I'm not. I sit around the house. I don't work. So I sit around the house and I don't do anything. So there's no point me coming in here and faking what I am not. I probably should because I am talking to the public, whatever. But if I'm sitting around the house doing absolutely nothing, there's no reason for me to put on makeup. If I go places, like tomorrow, I have somewhere to go, and I'll probably wear makeup. So I'll try to make a video tomorrow with my new hair. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So we are on the 104th day. I missed the 100th day. I've kind of like really, really mad at myself about that. But we are on the 104th day of the year. Today is Tuesday, April the 14th. And our message today comes to becoming an expert in what matters. So, what does matter? Let's see. Believe me, it's better to produce the balance sheet of your own life than that of grain in the market. Of the grain market. Okay, I said that so wrong. But anyway, Seneca said that. So we're getting into the what for and what about. Okay. The things that some people manage to be experts in: fantasy sports, celebrity trivia, yes. Derivatives and commodities market, 13th century hygiene habits of the clergy, not so much. We can get very good at what we're paid to do or adept at a hobby we wish we could be paid to do. Yet our own lives, habits, and tendencies might be a mystery to us. Anyone? Anyone? Just me? Okay, got it. Seneca was writing this important reminder to his father-in-law, who, as it happened, was for a time in charge of Rome's granary. Granary. But then his position was revoked for political purposes. Who really cares? Seneca was saying. Now you can focus that energy on your inner life. At the end of your time on this planet, what expertise is going to be more valuable? Your understanding of matters of living and dying, or your knowledge of the 87 bears? Which will help your children more? Your insight into happiness and meaning, or that you follow breaking political news every day for 30 years? So, what's going to be important to our children? What's going to be important when we pass on to this world? And we will. We all will. I know it's not nice to think about, but we all will. What's going to be important to our children? I had this very colorful childhood, and my mom taught me all about music. So, but Odie's trying to say hello. By the time it was 83, 84, whatever, I knew all about music. I knew a lot about music. There are still some bands that I've never heard of or that I've never listened to or whatever, but I knew the 40s. Well, not so much the 40s. I knew about the 50s and 60s and 70s, and then come to my 80s, where I was living, and now I'm not caught up because I don't really care about music these days, especially the popular. It just all sounds the same to me, but that's just my opinion. But I have a vast knowledge of music, and my children, all of them in their own right, have a vast music and knowledge as well. So they're in their 20s and 30s, or no, they're all in their 30s now. Oh God, I'm old. They're all in their 30s now, and they can listen to music, and people are like, "Okay, well, how old are you? Why do you know this song?" And they're like, "You don't know my mom. You don't know my mom." So I feel like I gave them something to know. I gave them knowledge of me. I feel like music is just very important, especially in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It just was, it kind of defined our centuries. Defined our decades. I won't say centuries because centuries 100 years old. I feel like it defined our decade and it defined our youth. If you listen to the stories of music, you can pretty much tell what was going on in our world, what we were going through, what kind of diseases, what kind of political stances we were trying to say. I just felt like music was very important. It was just something for them to know. So I did let my children, I did teach them that, and that's been like a lifelong thing of theirs, is that they're just so much into music. I'm just so glad that if I do ever pass on and they can ever say that, if I gave them something, it was the love of music. So I'm really proud of that. I don't like that they're ever going to sit there and say, Mom was a wacko for about 20 to 15 years. That I'm not real thrilled with. I'm just not real thrilled, but they know that it's all through me. I'm assuming that they can always just go and get help, and there's no shame in that. I really feel like if any of my children, I know that my younger child had to, my youngest child, she's 31. She had to go through therapy, and I just felt like, that's something you have to do. That's something you have to do. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with saying you need help, and there's nothing wrong with saying that life is probably beating you to a pulp, and it's okay to get help. It's okay to take medicine. It's okay to be needy. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody's expecting you to be perfect. And I think that's a lot of what we grow up thinking, is that people are wanting us to be perfect. People are wanting us to be, they're wanting us to be able to accept and adapt to everything. And there are just some people in this world that cannot accept and adapt to everything. And that's okay. They just need an extra, amount of help. They need an extra hand, and they need for someone to say, "Hey, I love you, and I'm going to be here for you." I never got that growing up. So I think after I got married and realized that no one was really there for me, it all kind of blew up in my face that nobody was really ever there for me. And I did a lot of stuff on my own. And why did I have to do it on my own? Why was nobody there? So, I think that's what triggered a lot of my depression right there, was just knowing that nobody was really there for me. Nobody really asked me if I would go around and ask people, "Hey, are you mad at me? Are you okay? Do you need anything?" That was just my thing. I was just a very caring person, and when nobody did it back, and then I got married and nobody again did it back, it kind of, hey, whoops. I've been going through a lot on my own, and this isn't fair. So, what is important to us? What really matters in our life? What do we, like this says, you can have a hobby, and you can, like I said, the music. The music was one of our hobbies, so we can know a song and just right off the bat name the singer, name probably the album, the year it come out, things like that. But are we in tune with our own lives in such a way? Probably not. Probably could I do I have a routine? Do I have I did when I was growing up. I had a routine. I would get up and clean the house and dust whatever I needed to do. I would be done by 12, 1:30 at night. 12 or 1:30, between 12 and 1:30 in the afternoon, and I had the rest of the day to do whatever unless something else came up, or unless my grandma was home and she was doing the weekend cleaning and defrosting the refrigerator and the freezer, and hard mopping, hard vacuuming, things like that. Weekends were mostly, if you had a big family growing up in the 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, weekends were, or every other weekend was like hard cleaning, with deep down cleaning. So I had that. I did have that going on, and I helped my grandmother do that kind of thing. I wasn't allowed to do anything until all that was done. That kind of thing. But back then, up until I was married, I had a routine for everything. I woke up at this time. I did this. I got a shower. Took my kids to school. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But now I don't. It's like whatever. Just whatever. Do I know my schedule? No. It's kind of pretty chaotic. It's just come as it comes type schedule. So that's my schedule. Sorry, guys. I preach about doing the same things over and over and over, and making sure having a schedule, or saying your affirmations, or making sure you're writing your journal, and making sure you list the things that are bothering you, or listing the things. But seriously, I mean, I do get all that done. I do all that done. I just have no real set schedule, especially with the sleep medicine. I finally got my sleep medicine together. Don't ask. It hasn't been long. So, yeah, I hope that other than this trip, I'm going to be out for 2 weeks. I don't know if I can record while I'm out. Maybe that would be nice. I won't have to book. I'll just be able to slap in and say, hey, and this is where I'm at, or welcome to my spouse likes to nap, so I'll probably do things from the room. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But what matters? What matters? What really matters? And do you know your schedule? Do you know as much as you like your hobbies, and as much as you like knowledge? Do you like that kind of thing? Anyway, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to let YouTube notify you when I hit a new video, and leave me comments. These all let YouTube has their rules for people who make videos, and they have to have a certain type of interaction with the viewers. So if I don't have any interaction, they're not going to recommend my video as much. And I would really like the comments of what you think about this article, or any questions you may have, anything of that nature. I also have a
It's 6:00.
It's 6:00. I've never done it. Well, I have done it this late before. Anyway, I do have an email. It's Cassie's, no apostrophe, _corner at outlook.com. Or is it Outlook? Yeah, I think it is Outlook. It is Outlook. Outlook.com. I'm losing my mind. It's been a while. Is anybody having a trip lately? Are they planning any adventures outside? What about summer for your kids? It's okay. It really is okay to be depressed, but this is my one way, the Daily Stoic. This is the book I'm reading from. I can go ahead and show it to you right quick. This is it right here. If you find it, it's a very, very important book. And like I said, Melania Trump lives by it. So I feel like we should all retort back to this, because there are some things we can control. There are some things we can't control. If we have an emotion that we can't control, it takes a minute to think of the scenarios that are going to go on in your head um, if you act certain ways. I mean, you have to do this in like quick, 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 quick. So it's not as easy as it sounds. I probably make it sound easy, or make it sound like it's not an important thing, but it's very important that you know how to act, when to act that way, or under what circumstance. Like, you don't want to get in a crowd of people and then say, "Oh my God, you hurt my feelings." Crowd people that you don't. I've done that. I've done that. Not cool. Not definitely not cool. Um, so there's a lot of planning, a lot of mental um, exertion in doing the daily stoic, but I'd rather know what I'm going to say, or what I'm going to think, or how I'd rather be comfortable in my being than to go off on somebody else and hurt somebody else's feelings. Um, I'd rather I, I'd rather know what to expect in certain behaviors in certain situations than to go off on somebody and make it a whole big thing. I'd rather know. I'd rather be a stoic and think about what I'm going to do. I'm not really a stoic, but I'd rather behave as a stoic. I'll say it that way. I'd rather behave as a stoic and know what is right and wrong than to get out and to make myself look like more of an idiot than what I really am. I mean, because I have no problem acting, feeling, being weird. I have no problem there. No problem whatsoever. But when I act like I'm just on the loose, I really, the asylum is not far away. Just saying. So how's everybody doing? How's the work week? It's only Tuesday, so I'm hoping that everybody else has a wonderful, wonderful work week. I'm hoping that your weekend was wonderful. I'm hoping that everybody has had wonderful, wonderful days. In knowing how I'm going to act, and knowing, in having a comfort zone in the way that I feel, in the way that I know I will behave. I have peace, and I have joy, and I have all this to thank for the Daily Stoic. And this was like from 500 BC. This was from a long time ago. So I have Seneca to thank. I have Marcus Aurelius to thank. I have the other Stoics. Whoever thought of this Stoic type pattern, I have them to thank for it. But I have us that are able to keep history going, and books going, and things like that. I have us to thank also for that we're able to carry it down to the next generation. But I really believe in this stuff. It has helped me tremendously. I'm not as depressed as I used to be. I'm sure I get depressed at times. I'm sure I get sad or down at times, but I'm able to think of what I'm thinking, and is it the right thing for me to think? Should I be thinking this? Should I, is this going to make me angry? Because that was my thing. I was angry for no good reason whatsoever, and I took it out on everybody else. I was so mad at everybody else all the time, just angry, 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 and that was my thing. If you find that you're being angry just at the silliest things, this is the thing for you, to prepare yourself and know how to behave, and know when to curb your emotions, know when to speak, and know when not to speak. What you can control is you, your feelings, your emotions. That is all you can control. Anything else outside that little bitty circle is just a little bitty circle that you can control. Anything else outside of that, you shouldn't have to worry about it. You shouldn't have to think about it. All you can do is just worry about you, how you feel, what you are going to act like. Are you going to really act like you're an idiot, or, some psycho? I've done that. I've done that for you. So you shouldn't have to do that. You should be like, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like Cassie. I don't want to be like in a crowded room and have everybody say, oh my God, she's crazy. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Promise you I've done it. Promise you. But I'm so much happier, so much more peaceful this way. I have a quality of life that I haven't had in many, many, many years. So I urge you. There's also other things here on YouTube that describe the Stoics that do it probably a whole lot better than I do. There's a lot of things here on YouTube that you can watch as far as Stoicism is concerned. You can go by the book. Like I said, it's the Daily Stoic. Just a phenomenal book to bring somebody out of depression from 20 to 20 to 50, 15 to 20 years. I always do it backwards. 15 to 20 years. I'll make it. I promise I will. But from my first, I'll go ahead and repeat this again. I know people get tired of hearing me say it, but from my first data boy kind of thing, for my first self compliment, I couldn't think of the word for a minute. From my self compliment to right now has been 6 years. So I'm a very, very stubborn person. I'm a very, very, I have a very addictive personality due to the alcoholism and drug use that my family has used. So when I, like, being in my old way, it was kind of like, I was kind of stuck there for a very, very long time. So it took me a long time to come out of it. But I wish I hope you just read this book and like, okay, there's no better way, and just come out of it instantly. But it took me about 6 years to fully come out of, and I only say that because I did find some old calendar that was like labeled 2024, and it had like days marked that said I was crying. And I'm assuming that I sat back here and cried when nobody was looking, or had been crying off and on all day. But it didn't say why. It just said I had cried, or I was crying, or crying, just the word crying on certain days. So I'm assuming that is what happened, that I was crying when no one was looking, and cried all day off and on. And I remember doing things like that, like, why am I crying? Why am I upset? I mean, nothing's really triggered me. Nothing's really bothering me. I don't understand why am I crying. And now I don't do that anymore. I hardly ever cry. I hardly ever, no, I don't cry at all. I'm trying to think. It's hard to think on the spot. It's too hard. Forgive me for y'all, my southern accent. Forgive me. Yeah, I'm in that case, and I don't care. So, but I want everyone to have a beautiful time. I want you to say your affirmations. Make sure you are kind to people. Make sure that kindness matters so much. My daughter, I got her a sticker one day, and she made it into a button and put it on her purse. But kindness is the big S prevention. If you know what I think you know what I'm saying. It's the big unaliving thing prevention. Because I don't like this stuff. I don't like to think of it. I do have family members and friends and things like that have done that kind of thing. And we are just not against it. You know, we understand it happens, but we try to prevent it from happening. Because nobody should ever feel like they're on this earth and see the beautiful colors and see the beautiful weather and the birds and the animals and just the majestic things that have been created for us to enjoy, and then sit here and flies and gnats. I know South Georgia has gnats. Just the bugs and the worms and the snakes, they're all around, but one person sits here and says, I don't deserve to be here, and decides to unalive themselves. That bugs me. That hurts. That I take that personally, because life is beautiful, and it took me forever to figure it out. Of course, when I was younger, I knew life was beautiful. I am the person that I was when I was about 13, 14 years old. I know now life is beautiful, but for 20 to 15 years, see, I did it backwards again. 15 to 20 years, I didn't see it that way. I was like, everybody's a pain in the butt, and I hate you all. Um, sorry, guys. Say your affirmations. Be nice to people. Be kind, because if you learn to be kind to other people, you'll learn specifically to be kind to yourself. It is imperative that you are nice to yourself. Are not giving yourself, especially if you are depressed, you are not giving yourself the credit you deserve. There's a lot that you're stronger than you know. You're a lot stronger than you know. And someone loves you, even if it's just me. I just want you to know someone loves you. I love people. I love to know that all these people are around, all these beautiful people, that everybody can learn something from. You have something for somebody to learn from. So stay with us, be with us, live in my crazy world, and we'll make it a better place. I promise. There's no reason for you to go anywhere, because you are loved and you are needed. Your expertise is needed. Your experience is needed. Your beautiful eyes and hair and everything. Everything is needed. You're needed. You're beautiful and you're worthy. Dang it. So I want everyone to have a great week. I want everyone to have a wonderful evening. And I think I'm going to go eat dinner. And I hope you like my video. Please comment. Please leave me comments. Or like I said, Cassie's, no apostrophe, _corner at outlook.com. That way, I do care about people. I want it to be, if you have to talk about something personal or name names or give out a situation where somebody may pick up that it's them, it's a personal way for you to contact me. So you're not just here saying things on the chat and people are picking it up. So that way, everything's private, and I don't divulge any information to anyone. I promise I don't, because that's not what we do. I don't hold secrets. That's not what it is, but I do respect your privacy and things. Some things are just not my business to explain to anybody else. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here, and I promise I'll be back more often, if you like. If not, then I'll be back anyway. Bye-bye. Okay.